Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really crucial for anyone in procurement, the strategic power of sourcing. Now, lots of people hear procurement and just think buying stuff, but let's clarify that a bit. Procurement, that's more the execution side, right? The POs, invoices.
Exactly, the operational part.
But sourcing, that's the strategy before all that. It's deciding who to buy from, why them specifically, and, the terms. So our mission today is really to explore why sourcing is way more than just admin now. It's truly strategic. And what does it actually deliver?
Yeah, it's amazing how much it's shifted, even just in the last 10 years or so. It used to be very transactional, like almost entirely focused on getting the lowest cost. But now it's a strategic function. It brings in risk management, sustainability, innovation, even digital transformation is just bigger.
Okay, let's unpack that. You mentioned risk and innovation. So what happens if a company doesn't really have a solid sourcing strategy? I mean, apart from just, paying too much. What's the hidden danger?
That's a really good point, because often it's the knock-on effects people miss. Think about a company, maybe, let's say Acme Widgets. They use the same supplier for ages, just out of habit. They thought, oh, we're loyal. But then that supplier hits a crisis and boom, Acme's production just stops. That's a real supply chain shock from, well, an unreliable setup. A good sourcing plan tries to head that off.
Ah, okay. So without that plan, you're not just risking overspending, you're actually building a kind of fragile operation.
Precisely. It's systemic vulnerability.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So those are the pitfalls. But let's flip it. What about the upside? What are the big wins when companies really nail their sourcing strategy?
Well, the benefits aren't just luck, They come directly from having a structured approach. Let's start with the obvious one, cost savings. People know about the 10–15% savings you can get from things like RFPs or e-auctions. But the interesting thing is how often companies don't capture that. They stick with informal relationships thinking it's better for loyalty.
So it's not just getting a lower price, it's about actually finding where those savings are hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. Then you've got risk mitigation. This is about systematically checking suppliers, monitoring them. It's like a shield against those shocks we talked about.
Okay.
And it's a huge driver for innovation. Getting the right suppliers involved, not just the cheapest, can actually spark new ideas, process improvements, even new products together.
That's interesting.
And super important today, sustainability alignment. You choose suppliers who meet ESG standards, environmental, social, governance, so your sourcing directly backs up your company's bigger goals and, frankly, its reputation.
Wow. Okay, so these are really tangible business outcomes, not just nice to haves. How does a company actually get these benefits then? What does that structured approach you mentioned actually involve?
Yeah, so there's usually a process, sort of 7 key steps that unlock these things. First step, analyze your spend. Simple idea, but critical. You can't optimize what you can't see, right? Yeah. So map it all out. Category, supplier, business unit. The data shows companies with good spend visibility save up to 12% more, just from knowing where the money's going.
12%. Just from visibility, that's powerful.
It really is. Second, define requirements and objectives. What do you need and why? Align it with strategy. Is cost king or quality? ESG. Innovation. Get stakeholders involved, early finance, logistics, everyone. Third, conduct market research. Before you talk to anyone, understand the market. Who's out there? What are the prices like? What are the risks, geopolitical, financial?
So do your homework first.
Absolutely. Fourth, develop a sourcing plan. This makes the strategy real. Decide your model RFQ for simple stuff, maybe RFP for complex needs where partnership matters more. Set clear evaluation criteria, balance cost and long-term value.
Got it. Be deliberate about how you ask.
Exactly. Fifth, engage and qualify suppliers. Not everyone's a fit. Check their finances, compliance, ESG. Give them clear templates for offers so you can compare fairly. Sixth, run competitive events. RFQs, RFPs, maybe reverse e-auctions. Digital tools make this faster, fairer, more transparent now. Real-time bids, quick feedback.
Okay.
And finally, seventh, negotiate and award contracts. Look beyond just the price. Negotiate delivery, payment terms, added value. Aim for long-term relationships and get those SLAs documented.
That's a really clear framework. It shows how it all connects building resilience, finding advantage. But, procurement teams are often stretched. Does doing all this risk creating a massive bottleneck? How do you stay agile?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The key is really using technology smartly, automate the routine stuff, and foster real cross-functional teamwork. It's about applying the principles smartly, not just rigidly ticking every box if it doesn't add value in that specific case. The real gains come when you adapt. Look beyond just the initial cost and stay flexible with your sourcing models.
So we've seen sourcing isn't just purchasing, it's a strategic engine. It delivers real savings, yes, but also innovation, risk protection. If you approach it strategically, but also flexibly.
And maybe that leads to a final thought for you listening. The relationship doesn't just stop when the contract is signed. What if we really started thinking about our key suppliers less like vendors and more like genuine partners for, say, co-innovation? If you focus on continuous supplier management, real collaboration, you can unlock value way beyond that first negotiation, often in ways you didn't even expect. Something to think about.